The Big Picture Design for Learning is implemented in over 40 schools around Australia and 300 schools internationally. It's a new way of organising secondary education that is personalised, where students learn through their passions and interests, uncoupled from timetables, subjects, multiple teachers and standardised exams.
My true passion lies in the history and culture of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
I love surfing, yoga, sustainability, wellness, and exercise science.
Personal training, joinery, and real estate.
I would want to become a machine learning engineer or a data scientist.
The gender inequality side to soccer, which then got me into law, and then looking at other things like, women's rights.
The world and culture of video games has been my passion for an extremely long time now.
I did learn that I loved communication, management, and just more hands-on work.
Big Picture students learn in a small community of 17 students and one consistent advisory teacher over time. Students have agency in both their learning and assessment. 4 times a year they devise a personalised learning plan, and 4 times a year they exhibit their learning to a panel of family, peers, teachers and mentors. Exhibitions are rigorously prepared events where students respond to feedback and field questions designed to test the depth of their knowledge and skills. The curriculum consists of 6 learning goals that encourage students to organise and reflect upon their learning, learn in cross-disciplinary ways, apply critical and creative thinking skills, go deeply into areas they've chosen to pursue, and seek input from a variety of people and sources. Students do internships with adult experts in the community, undertake social action initiatives, and many take on external coursework in areas of interest. When a student is taking external subjects or courses, they also sit exams. In their senior years, students reach out to academic mentors in universities and practitioners in industry who can expand their learning with specialist skills and knowledge.
The experience of being outside and just seeing how things are done, how you work together, it's not all about learning maths or learning science. It's also just about learning about how you solve problems.
At my internship, I work with feminist scholars around building knowledge around my senior thesis, but also building knowledge around research methodologies, referencing styles.
So a new secondary education credential was required that would capture and measure this new personalised way of learning for Big Picture graduates. Big Picture Learning Australia collaborated with the Assessment Research Centre at the University of Melbourne to build a new, credible and trusted framework around its authentic assessment practices. The result is the International Big Picture Learning Credential, or IBPLC for short. It's a new series of measures for new ways of learning that allows the full person behind the assessment to shine through, while tracking and measuring their growth over time. The new credential is represented in an interactive learner profile, which gives equal weighting to assessment results and to personalised content curated by the student. It was successfully piloted in 2020 and is now accepted in over 14 universities around Australia. Let's meet Abby.
My name's Abby Lation and I'm a Big Picture student at Hunter Sports High School. I've been in the program since year 9 and have been studying all things physiotherapy related. Due to my heavy training schedule and competitions, I suffered an injury quite early on, which exposed me to physiotherapy. This is the first time I sort of was aware of what a physio was and what they did, and pretty much right there I made up my mind that that's what I wanted to do one day.
Since year 9, she has focused her learning around exercise physiology, anatomy, and the study of injuries and treatments. This is her learner profile. On the left, you can read a short statement about who Abby is as a learner. Click her video profile and you can meet her in person. click on her online portfolio to explore evidence of her best work, including her senior thesis, an autobiography, her internships, and some of her exhibitions and learning plans from her senior years at school. Now let's turn to her assessment results. On the right, you'll see a flower graph that certifies Abby's accomplishments. Each coloured petal represents one of the 6 learning goals. These boxes describe what Abby can do at the level she has reached, between 1 and 5. These levels have been aligned to external standards, the Australian Qualifications Framework, AQF, and the Australian Core Skills Framework, ACSF. The IBPLC satisfies the AQF specifications for a senior secondary certificate of education, and the performance levels of the credential more than meet standards set by the ACSF. For example, students who attain Level 4 on the IBPLC are working at Level 5 of the ACSF, while those achieving Level 5 on the IBPLC are performing well above Level 5 on the ACSF. These results in the flower are warranted by the University of Melbourne. Each learning goal is underpinned by an assessment frame that describes a series of behavioural indicators that can be performed at 5 levels of proficiency. They have been designed using the teaching expertise of experienced big picture advisors, combined with the assessment and psychometric expertise of the Assessment Research Centre at the University of Melbourne. Advisory teachers draw upon evidence of a student's capacities to assess performance. They meet regularly with colleagues and moderate their judgment. Let's return to the online portfolio for a moment. This is a digital gallery of evidence to support the judgments that teachers have made about students in their flower. Much of the content of this portfolio is drawn from a collection of products that students complete during years 11 and 12. A key focus of this is a senior project or senior thesis. This involves sustained, in-depth and original work, often with the assistance of an academic mentor from a university or a field mentor from an industry, trade or art. The senior project is an opportunity to showcase their grasp of specialist concepts, terminology and technology, to apply theory to practice, or to display tertiary readiness.
My senior thesis project is looking at the effects of yoga and exercise physiology on the prevention and treatment of body image and eating disorders.
I'm studying RFS mental health and how to improve the mental health procedures that we have as part of the brigade and statewide.
My focus area, I'm not sure whether I'll go with seaweed as a means of climate change mitigation or cut forest regeneration in Australia.
I have covered a variety of topics surrounding the real estate industry.
I really wanted to do something around marketing and business, which was starting my own brand in the fashion industry. And the meaning of ZEAL is all about great energy, enthusiasm, and great passion.
It's about creating an algorithm that can recommend a student if they fit into big picture or mainstream. And this is determined by having the algorithm read stuff on the student.
And I've chosen to go specifically into a condition called tetralogy of Fallot. And it's just about the heart. There's a combination of 4 defects that I'm looking at.
As you can see, the IBPLC provides big picture graduates with a record of their achievement that is an accurate portrait of their distinctive abilities and qualities, is meaningful to end users in universities, TAFE and employment, includes the professional judgment of teachers who know their students well, and allows students significant agency in the way they're represented. The IBPLC is a truly international credential that has already been used in Barbados and is being piloted in the US, Kenya and Italy.
I've grown massively to the point in which I'm at now, where I can coordinate my own year-long project and gain mentors and do all of that.
Just the amount of things that I've achieved that I didn't even think were possible at my age.
You're being taught to learn so that in the future, if you have a need for knowledge in a particular area, you actually have the tools required to do that, and that can be used across the board. And that's actually future-proofing education.
When you get that credentialing, it says, oh, I'm good at this. So instead of just getting a number,